Hi there. This is Jyoti here. On behalf of Ek Nayi Disha Foundation, I welcome you all to our program Babble Gabble. Now, before we get into the topic of the day, as you all know, it is our earnest attempt to impart our knowledge and our values of the topic of the day through our experiences and our own stories. So keeping that in mind, we are getting into the topic of the day. But before that, I have a wonderful poem I wrote for my lovely audience who have been very patient and very wonderful listening to all our episodes and encouraging us all through our journey. So this poem is for my this lovely audience. It goes like this. Life is a mystery, but let's make it as a history. Life is a fear, but let's not face it with the tears. Life is a journey, but don't forget the asphaltines. Life is long, but let's live to the fullest and let it prolong. Life is a lot of divine. Let's learn, transform, and shine. So you got it right. Today's topic of the day is life is a gift. And today with us, we have a wonderful guest. She is a Dronacharya of today's generation. She has created a lot of Arjunas and who have been placed in different organizations all through India and abroad. They have been an asset of whatever the teachings they have learned from this wonderful Dronacharya of ours. She has been a favorite teacher in one of the oldest schools, St. Patrick's High School of our twin cities. And she is a wonderful narrator, motivator to all of us. And I truly welcome our guest of the day today, Madam, sorry, she is not Miss. She is a grandma, a wonderful auntie, a wonderful Didi, wonderful teacher for all of us, Madam Anita. I welcome her to our program today on Life is a Gift. So welcome, ma'am, to this wonderful program of ours.
Thank you, Jyoti. My greetings to all of you. And Jyoti, I really am obliged. Thank you so much for calling again to attend your session. I really feel very, very happy. I wait for this day. And today, I don't know, I can't express this through words. I'm really happy. Let's see. I hope this session goes very well.
It will definitely, ma'am. So before we go ahead with the program, ma'am, like as the topic suggests, though our life is a gift for all of us, but you know, some people doesn't know, or how do you suggest to people, to our youth and our generations, that how should they utilize this gift?
Yes, Jyoti. You say, not only you, we all say, is the life is a gift from God. It's a beautiful gift from God. We are the most beautiful creation from God. We all agree to that, isn't it? We are created for a purpose by God. There's a purpose for everyone, every living being. God has created for some purpose. So what I feel, we are the purpose, let it be to our parents, to our society, to the world. We should prove that yes, this gift, what God has given us, that is a life, beautiful thing, life. We have to prove that this is the beautiful gift given by God. For that, see, we have to move around. Now, Swamiji said, that is the way how, I'll tell you what Swamiji said in one of his quotes. He said, whatever you think, I repeat, whatever you think that you will be. If you think yourself weak, weak you will be. If you think yourself as strong, strong you will be. So it's left to us how we think. We always should think it positively. See, for this, we are having so many goals, so many achievements to be in our life. For that, it is not easy, Joe. Is it not easy? The life is not easy for all of us. All of us are not born with a golden spoon in our mouth. So some of them, people, many of them, I say more than 90% of the people, they all have faced difficulties to reach their goals. Will be knocked down, will pulled down, they'll be humiliated. So many things are there. But we should not stop there. We should get up, keep fighting, and discover the inner strength in us. We all have. And we always should keep on telling them, all is well. All is well with us. We should think that, yes, I am well. So you can take the example of an eagle. All birds find shelters during rain. But what does the eagle do? The eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. So it is unique, isn't it? So you should tell to yourself, yes, I am a unique creator by God. God has created me in a unique way. Let me prove it that I am unique and everything is fine with me.
Very rightly said, ma'am. Ma'am, even I feel that, life, in fact, when we breathe first, that itself is a gift of life to us. And we all have a different world, but everybody in this little world, what we create for ourselves, how we utilize this gift is again our own choice. As you rightly said, that eagle flies above the clouds. So we should also learn that lesson.
That is the way how you think, how you think. You think it is a positive way, you will live. You will be unique.
Very rightly said, ma'am. Ma'am, now I have seen that many of our students, including ourselves, I think even we are students in front of you, we all try to please others. We do anything, and especially our young generations, if we tell them, you have to do this, or you should select your own subjects to make your own career. But then most of them are unable to make their own decisions because they feel that they are dependent on the parents' decisions or somebody else's decision, a friend's decision. In fact, not only in this manner, not in only in their decision making, but every time in every walk of our life, many of us, we have seen that they live a life of pleasing others. So do you think that that is how one should live their life? Or do you think that it's okay at times to say no?
Okay, see, I'll tell you, there are expectations from our parents, from our children, every human being, they have some expectations from others. We also have our own expectations. See, by trying to please everyone, ultimately we'll land up by pleasing no one, including your own self. Isn't it? So what you have to do is, you have to see that you first please your own self. For that, I'll tell you, so do you feel sometimes that you don't love yourself? Deep inside, something is missing. That is because you are living someone else's life, someone else's want. So if you think that, yes, I have so many things to do, I have my own ways, such are yours. See, you are the best master of your own self. You get an opportunity, you choose. You can just say that, okay, sky is the limit, isn't it? You can fly. Expectations, you please your own expectations first to please others. If you keep on listening to others, see, you take the suggestions. I'm not asking you, like students, there are children, they should take the suggestions from the parents. But I request the parents also to listen to the children, what are their wish. Don't burden them with the parents. Some parents say that I want you to become an engineer, I want you to become a doctor. The student may not like it. The student may have interest in doing something else. Allow them first, listen to them. The best human life is one which tries to understand the purpose for which they are made and live accordingly. Only then that person will be successful. I feel that. So always trying to fulfill, always trying to make others happy, you may land up disappointing your own self. That's what I.
Absolutely. So I also just recollect few days that when we see our mothers, they could have been wonderful teachers like you or wonderful professionals, but they at times just give up everything for us, though it's for the good cause. But they have
Sacrifice.
sacrifices. So at
Yes.
times we say ki, don't get into too much of pleasing others, and then later on we regret that we could have done this, we could have done that. And so pleasing others at your own cost of happiness means nothing. As you rightly said, people will remain unhappy when
See,
we are.
Jyoti, gone. Yes, Jyoti, gone are those days when women were inside the doors. They were not allowed to come out. They were not. Now the generation is changed, and they have vast areas to select. See, whether
Yeah,
during our days we had limited. So whatever the parents would tell, see, you have to do this, we did it. But now the generation is changed. Now the generation knows much better than us. You ask
yeah,
them, you give them a goal, you just tell them that this is that, they will give you a full description about that thing. Then they will also suggest you that this is better than that. We are supposed to listen to that because we may not know some areas where they have already covered. So it's always nice to have an interaction, listen to them. Don't force them to do something which they don't like. That's what I think. Don't force them to do something which they don't like. Tomorrow they will blame the parents. They'll blame us. You told me, I took it, but I didn't want to do it. Don't give them. Don't take up that chance. Give them
absolutely.
the free. Yeah.
I think the best examples are Deepika Padukone, Priyanka Chopra. They all could have been something else. But see, they are
Yeah.
following their passion, and see, they are really doing well in their professions. So they are following their heart. I think we all should do that, follow our heart. And
Even Amitabh Bachchan is one big example. If you see Amitabh Bachchan, his father was a great poet, but he didn't want to do that. He did. He wanted to act, and he has done it accordingly. And today he's
absolutely,
so famous.
absolutely. And ma'am, I think now, like when we don't please others and do things which gives us a happiness, I come to a point that what exactly is this happiness means? What do you think happiness is all about?
First of all, I'll tell you, Jyoti, true happiness lies within. It's inside you. It is you who can find out what is a true happiness, isn't it? We all want to live. We all want our lives to be like example. We want to have our house. We have to have money. We have. These are all, some are temporary, some are permanent, isn't it? But the
Yes,
happiness, exact happiness, is what lies within us. I say that true happiness is enjoying your own company and living in peace and harmony with your body, mind, and soul. It's a state of mind constantly being in love with yourself. You love yourself. See, first you have to love yourself to give love to others. You have to be happy first to give happiness to others. So, you know that the more you give, the more you learn, the more you get. So, if you are happy and you keep on sharing it, automatically you get more and more happiness. But if you don't have happiness within you, you'll not be able to share anything. And when you are not happy, you are always sitting, brooding, and always thinking about the past. See, I'll tell you one thing. There are two things prevent us from pure happiness. One is living in the past, and the other is observing others. You don't have to keep on observing others. Arey, that fellow is doing that one, he's having that, I'm not having, she's having this. Don't, not necessary. You have your own ways of being happy. You, no matter whatever the people think, no matter whatever it is materialistic, you have to have your happiness within yourself. You have to treat yourself like a princess. You pamper yourself. You love yourself. Everything. I'll just say you love your body, your soul, and keep on thinking, I'm the best. You will be happy. I'm the best. You have to, and you keep on sharing that love, what you have already got. You have to spread that happiness. Automatically, you'll be happy. And the very important thing is contentment. Buddha has already told that contentment. The more you are happy with what you are having, you won't be keeping on thinking about what others are having, looking at others. You don't have to brood. You be happy with what you are happy, and then automatically you can spread that happiness to others too. I think that.
Ma'am, I'll just add on to what you said about the happiness. For me, I feel happiness is a journey. It is not a destination. I really realized this, ma'am, because some time back when we went to Vaishnav Devi shrine, there from Katra near Jammu, we have to go by foot 13 kilometers to reach Trikuta Parvat. That's a mountain where Ma Vaishnav Devi is placed. So while walking through that journey, when I reached the temple, hardly time was given to us to stand there and pray. But when I was returning from the temple, I realized that, ma'am, that when I was walking barefoot to the temple, that journey itself was really a kind of happiness and the solace it gave to my heart by just saying Jai Mata Di and chanting her name, me and everybody around me. So I felt that itself, actually, I have reached the temple in my heart by just enchanting her name and continuing my journey. So while coming down, I really realized this, that my happiness is not just reaching the temple. Actually, I got my happiness throughout my journey of reaching the temple.
Because you had that happiness inside you. That you felt that because it was there inside you. You have to feel it to show it or to express it. You have to first feel it, and feeling is within.
That's very true. Very rightly said, ma'am. And this is, as you rightly said, it is all state of your mind. It's materialistic things may give you pleasure. It only gives you pleasure, but not the happiness. Happiness is created by ourselves, as you rightly said. Ma'am, talking about this, I would now just come to the next point of our discussion is like, many of us, we set our goals. And some people, they say that I want to be an engineer. I wanted to be an engineer, but I couldn't. For this example, this is excuse, that is excuse. They keep telling us that. Okay. And this is a very common thing, which I have really spoken to a lot of people. And I found that the excuses are very common. The reason why they couldn't. But my question here is, just thinking or setting a goal is all what we have to do, or we have to work hard to accomplish our goal? What is more important, setting goal or to work towards our goal?
Jyoti, in this thing, I'll tell you, you have to set a goal, but without working hard, how will you achieve it? You have to work hard. It's not that everything comes in front of you without, even if you want to eat food, it has to be cooked. You have to work hard. You have to go to the kitchen, go in front of the fire, you have to cook, and then only you can eat and then fulfill your stomach. So achieving the goal, filling your stomach, that is, you fulfill your hunger by eating food. For that also you have to work hard. Sitting in one place will not achieve anything. You have to work towards a goal. See, first thing, you need motivation for this. Motivation is very important for goal setting. It can be motivated by anybody. So motivation is very important, and for goal setting as well as your general well-being also. It is a power that lies in a simple skill. We know how well it can work out for you in the journey of your own success. Working towards a goal allows us to feel like we are actively engaging in a strategy achieving a target. You should have a target, isn't it? So if you achieve your target, what you must do is, I'll tell you a simple thing. Take a paper, put down all your plans, put down all the goals, what you are going to achieve. Put down the negative as well as the positive point. If I have to achieve this goal, these are the obstacles which are going to come on my way. You should be prepared. Do not be disappointed. You should not be disappointed. You should be ready to accept that negative, the points from others or the failure. You should always think there are some more opportunities. You should keep a substitution also. If this I'm not achieving, I can go to that. In that way, what will happen is you can balance your mind. You will not be disappointed by your own, okay, see, I have done this because of you told us. So you also have to plan up and keep another option ready for yourself, so that you don't have to be disappointed midway. That is one thing I can tell you. Then I can give you one nice example of Mother Teresa. Think of Mother Teresa. What was her goal? What was, from where did she has come? She came all the way from Macedonia. What was her goal? She wanted to work for the sick, the dying, those were thrown on the road. Was it an easy thing? If you read her books, you will come to know. If you just search Google and see her life story, it was not an easy journey, but she did not give up. She knew, if I have to do this, I will also get so many hurdles on my way. But she already had different plans how to achieve it. And today you see, she has motivated so many people. Now she is more, even than so many people are motivated because of Mother Teresa. And now we call her a saint. That is the way that she left her footprints. So this is one example. You have to set your goal. You have to work hard to set your goals. Without working hard, you're setting a goal on the paper and leave it, okay, this will come, do automatically, that will get done. It is possible. We all have set our goals. We all have worked hard, and today we are able to achieve this things from the different things from people is only because we worked hard throughout. Without working hard, we'll not be able. I feel that.
Very true. Ma'am, I would say goal is also like it's reaching a destination. So I would like to ask, what do you think? What determines our destination? It is the decision what we take or the condition around. Condition means like somebody told me to do it, so I did it. Or my father asked me to do it, so I did it. So how do we determine our destination?
See, when we are taking up somebody else's decision and working, we look, I think that we are doing slavery. We become a slave towards their decision, isn't it? So I feel that we have to take time, and we have to search our own ways to fulfill our own, we have to determine to fulfill our wish. So for that, we don't have to depend always on somebody else's decision. We can do things. I told you already, there are vast options now given. We can do so many things. Life, live your life for yourself first. If you don't live life, if you don't love yourself first, you will not be able to do anything. So first you think, you take an example of Kadambini Ganguly. She was the first lady doctor of India. See her life story. She had so many obstructions, but she took the decision herself that she will become a lady doctor so that she can treat more women, because women were not allowed to be treated by male those days. But what did she decide? That she has to become a doctor and take care of the female, so that no more female die without treatment. So that is the decision, and she herself took. And today she could reach her destination. It was not easy. So I feel that your life is the sum result of the choices you make. I feel that the choice what you make. We are the masters of our life, our choices, decisions, etc. It reminds us of our own untapped hidden power to do our best and live out our dreams. We also have some dreams, isn't it? So you'll be given circumstances, you'll be given opportunities. You should know what to pick up from that. You should be ready. You should read nice stories of those who have overcome and have chosen some the successful life, the successful opportunities. They have taken so many things to become successful. So if you read their books, you'll get so many ideas. So you don't stick to somebody's decision, somebody's suggestion. Take suggestion, but decide on your own. What you have to do, you know better. You are the master of yourself. So I feel that you should know. And I'll give you one more example of Margaret, whom Swami Vivekananda brought Margaret and named her sister Nivedita. She was brought to India to, this was the decision taken by Swami Vivekananda. But the Sister Nivedita took her own, she accepted the decision to help Swami Vivekananda, to help our Indians to be educated, Indian women to be educated. Because Swamiji thought that if the women are educated, they'll become self-confident and they can solve their problems. So he had to bring Sister Nivedita from Ireland to help the Indians. But you see, Sister Nivedita heard Swami Vivekananda's decision. But she took the decision, she accepted the decision, the suggestion, and she came to India to help us. So I feel that it is our wish. If you are not ready, don't do it. Don't take it up. Because we should not give a chance to blame others. Because of them, I am like this today. If you do the things what you have decided, ultimately you are so happy, so content, At the end of the day, you can tell that, yes, I have done it because I really wanted to do it. And you can set your example to so many others. I did it. And if you set your own, see, if you want to do things what you have already decided, you will work hard more to achieve that. And you can achieve that goal successfully and in a more beautiful way, instead of listening to taking up somebody else's decision.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very rightly said, like as you said, one should motivate themselves, and one should, even if somebody has done, given you a decision, you should just accept it, and you should work towards it and make yourself happy with whatever you are doing, instead of taking it as a stress that somebody has asked you to do and you have to do it. So if you're happy with the decision somebody made for you, walk towards it. So there's nothing wrong.
If you're not happy, you cannot do that work in a proper way. You will be forced to do it. And how long can somebody force you to do one thing? You will be like a slave. So unless you do the thing what you want happily, you will not grow also. You will not grow.
Very true, ma'am. Ma'am, anything else you want to convey to our audience at the end of this session about what life is all about, or how beautiful this gift is, which is called life?
On this pretext, I'll give you one beautiful quotation by Dr. Abdul Kalam. What he says is, if you fail, never give up, because according to Abdul Kalam, FAIL is not fail. He said fail means, the abbreviation he gives is first attempt in learning. End is not end. In fact, END means effort never dies. And if you get no as an answer, remember NO means next opportunity. What does this mean? This means that you have to be positive. Always think positive. Set your goals. Love your own self to spread the love to others. You have to love yourself. You have to pamper yourself. You have to love for your own soul to be happy. And once you are happy, you can spread the happiness from within to the people. The number of people comes in front of you, and then you can, once you achieve your goals, obviously you are very happy, and that happiness spreads like anything. Then live the life given to you and set example for others. You can be a very good example by achieving your goal with your hard work. You have to work hard. Without hard work, never is. It's luck. There is a saying that if luck doesn't work hard, then work hard will always pay. So if you don't wait always, my luck will do, then you will never get it. Luck doesn't, keep it aside. You work hard, you will achieve your goal. That's what I can tell you.
Very right.
Love your life. Love the life, love the gift what God has given you. That is your life. You have only one life. So love it. Set an example for others.
I really liked your ma'am abbreviations, which our Honorable APJ Abdul Kalam sir has given us. Fail, end, and no. Such positive notes on these negative words. It's so beautiful. Ma'am, I come to an end of today's session. To my audience, I would say that Tony Robbins has rightly said, life is a gift, and it offers us privileges, opportunities, and responsibilities for us to give back something by becoming something more. So that is what a life is all about. So hope you liked our today's session of Life is a Gift. Thank you, ma'am, so much for your insight into such a wonderful topic of the day. And I would like my audience to please leave your comments for us so that we can make such wonderful sessions again for you all. Subscribe to our channels, listen to my podcast in Anchor Vintage Stories. So, ma'am, thank you so much from all
Thank
my
you.
audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you. And I love to be here. I really appreciate your work, the way you are really doing. Many more to come. Yeah, this is just the beginning for you. My blessings and all the best to you.
Thank
Love
you
you.
so much.
Bye.